Hello and welcome to this installment of the Vantage Equinox Widgets video series. Today we'll introduce you to the latest released widget, the Shade Widget. The Shade Widget provides control and status for all motorized window treatments presented in a powerful and intuitive interface. Within the Shade Widget, your several motorized treatments can be controlled both individually and as groups for maximum flexibility and convenience. Like other Equinox widgets, the dashboard will show the primarily selected object. In the Shade widget, this object will be a shade group as opposed to an individual shade. For an example, a shade group may be all the window coverings in the master bedroom, or it might be all the blinds on the south wall of the great room. The average relative current open position of the window coverings in the group will be represented with this 4-pane window graphic with the shade shown at its current position. We have below an open, a close, and a stop button. If I tap the close button and let it go, it will go all the way down, and while it is traveling it's lit, it goes dark when it stops. If I open it now and I want to stop it somewhere, I can hit the stop button and have it stop at the position I desire. If shade position presets have been set for this group, they will appear here as well, and they can be executed by a tap. A preset might better be understood if we go to the full screen level where we can see the individual members of the shade group. Here in the full screen view, whatever we were last viewing in this view will be presented again to us. So in this case, we were brought back to the second bedroom simply because that was the last group that we have viewed. Within this screen, we see to the left a representation of the group that is nearly identical to the dashboard level. To the right, we see a representation for each window covering in the group, and each has its individual open, stop, and close controls so that you can have the fine control of each independent of the group. Additionally, if tilt support is on the blind, then there will be buttons for rotating the tilt in both directions. Up to 4 presets are available per group. Each preset affects all shades in the group so that with a single button we can command all shades, as we saw before, to a given desired position. So if we have these shades in the positions that they are currently, and we want to save that as a preset, and we click on this and hold it, and up will come a new preset window that allows us to select from a variety of icons. I'm just going to select the number 1 and I'm going to hit save. It'll take it a few seconds to load that preset, and once it is, if we were to change, let's open everything in the room. Now if we hit that preset, it recalls the levels that we had when we hit the preset. It's important to note that the presets that apply to a shade group are universally available to all profiles. So these presets that we have set, or any modifications we may make to them, will apply to this shade group equally in all profiles with that shade group visible. If I want to modify a preset, I would press and hold it again, and now I have the ability to save it with a different icon, or I can delete it. If I don't want to do either, I'll click on the X and get out of it. Now, of course, as with all Equinox widgets, we have the ability to see multiple objects. We can swipe left and right to see the other groups, and we can also click on the name of the current group to see the ribbon, which we can swipe left and right to see all of them and get to them a little bit quicker. Here in this ribbon, we see on the very left there will always be an overview where we will have access to all of the shade groups at once. If there's more than we can see, we can scroll up and down to get all of them. Also, we have, of course, the edit mode accessible here with the stacked 3 lines. If we click on that, we have the option of hiding or making viewable each of these. We can also, and I will do that by just deselecting it, that goes invisible for the profile. Or if we want to change the order, we just drag and drop the 12 dot on the left side, and that'll take us to the order that we want. Remember always that the very first one is the one that will be the primary object that will be visible back at the dashboard level. Most likely you notice that individual shade positions are represented within the Equinox shade widget. If your system allows for manual or other control independent of the Vantage system, and if your shading system doesn't report the position of the shades back to the Vantage system in those cases, there might be times when the icon position is out of sync with the actual position of the shade. When that happens, if you will run the shade all the way open or all the way closed using the Equinox interface, you should see that it will resync the icon to the actual position. Now, this concludes our overview of the Vantage Equinox Shade widget. I hope you enjoy using this widget and that you will find it a valued addition to the suite of controls that are provided by the Equinox user interface environment. If you're a Vantage integrator, I invite you to view the accompanying implementation video where we touch on Design Center setup and integration issues. Whether a Vantage system integrator or a Vantage system owner or user, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for updates. We're continually improving our offering. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.